Archangel Michael says, the hourglass has already been turned, and the sand inside it is moving with a quiet, relentless purpose. The message that reaches you now is sealed for your eyes alone, carried across the hush of the unseen to reach you at precisely this moment. What is about to happen around your name has been discussed in whispers, and a room is preparing to make a decision without you present. The door to that room is not made of wood or glass, yet it closes with the weight of both. Several voices are arranging themselves into an agreement, and they believe you will not notice until it is finished. They think you will stand outside, uninvited, while your fate is decided. The clock shows 2 hours, not to frighten you, but to sharpen you. 2 hours is enough to change a page before it is stapled shut. 2 hours is enough to speak with power, document the truth, and step into the space they tried to dim around you. I have placed vigilance at your shoulder so you do not mistake this for intimidation. You will move with calm intention, not as prey but as the architect of what happens next. Gather yourself, because what follows are steps, protections, and declarations that alter the meeting they are planning. Begin by writing your name on a blank page, slowly and deliberately. Under it, write the roles you have carried with integrity, and 3 recent acts of excellence you performed in silence. This page is a witness that walks with you when other witnesses pretend to look away. Collect the proof of your consistency, messages you sent with clarity, files you authored, outcomes you delivered. Store them in one folder with a title that respects your work. Place that folder somewhere you can reach from your pocket, because truth must be portable when rooms become selective. Silence your fear, not your voice. Fear speaks too fast and breaks important words into fragments, while your voice, steady and measured, builds bridges through barriers. Your courage will be observable, and observables change votes. Now, turn toward the door in your mind where they are whispering about removal. Visualize a key in your hand formed from every moment you stood up when it was difficult. That key is the tone of your next actions, measured, lawful, factual, and strong. The plan inside that room is not destiny. It is only momentum gathered by people who misread your quiet. Momentum can be redirected, and your steps will do it. You will not argue, you will assert. You will not panic, you will prepare. You will not beg, you will bring light and let the light do its work. Order your breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Let your heartbeat align with purpose, because your heart carries the authority of someone who knows what is right. Gather a short timeline of your recent contributions and dates. Facts settle storms faster than emotion ever could. Put 3 bullet points at the top in bold language, so even a hurried glance becomes an ally. Send a gentle, professional note to the person who schedules rooms. Ask for the agenda, or, if an agenda does not exist, request a summary of the topics for preparation. This is not suspicion, this is standard, and what is standard keeps everyone honest. If they do not share the agenda, prepare your own outline titled, Status and Continuity of Your Role. Within it, list responsibilities, deliverables, and next steps that require your continued participation. When a role carries the plan forward, removal becomes visibly reckless. Next, choose one person who respects fairness, even if they are hesitant to show it in crowds. Share your outline with them, not as a warning but as a professional update. Allies sometimes awaken when given a job to do that is rooted in truth. Remember what I am telling you, you were not placed here to defer your worth to wandering opinions. Your record is not a rumor. Your authority is earned and recognized by anyone who has eyes to see and the courage to admit what they see. Now I speak into the region where your name is being pulled like a thread. A thread cannot be removed from a fabric without revealing the hole it leaves behind. Show them the pattern you have built, so the hole becomes too large to deny. Locate the messages where you set boundaries with respect. Save them. Boundaries prove maturity, and mature leadership is not something easily discarded. Open your calendar and mark these next 2 hours as secured time. This is not only an entry, it is a posture. During secured time, you work on your behalf with dignity and focus. Draft a brief statement that begins with, "For clarity and continuity, here is where we stand." Then lay out the status of your responsibilities followed by what completes them. Clarity is a lamp, and lamps make secrets stumble. If others spread misinterpretations, answer them with complete sentences and precise dates. Avoid adjectives that can be argued. Facts do not flinch, and flinching is what rumors rely on. Hold the picture of the room steady in your mind. See how chairs encircle a table and how papers form a small wall of predecisions. Now, imagine one page among them glowing softly, the page with your facts. That glow is what you are building with your next messages. Prepare 3 outcomes you will accept and 3 you will not. People who do not know their own lines get walked across by the loudest feet in the room. Your lines are kind and firm kindness is a language that moves doors. Return to your folder and add a 1-page summary titled, "Impact to Operations if Role is Altered." List what breaks, who is affected, and timelines that stretch. When leaders see systems, they measure twice before cutting once. Release the need to be liked. Secure the resolve to be respected. Respect flows from clarity, delivery, and steadiness under pressure, and you have those 3 pillars available right now. Strengthen your digital perimeter. Log out of shared devices you do not control and update your passwords to a phrase only you would know. Keep your professionalism spotless, because spotlessness makes false accusations slide off like rain. Drink water and breathe again. Your body is a vessel of decisions and your mind is the pilot. Hydrated decisions fly true, dry decisions wobble. Write a simple line and place it near your work area. I know what I bring, and I carry it openly. This line anchors your posture when the day tries to unbutton your confidence. It is not a slogan, it is a mirror you can trust. Now, I place a shield around your name. The shield is not aggressive, it is honest. Honest shields are the hardest to perforate because they do not push outward, they simply do not yield. Consider whether someone close has been unusually curious about your tasks. Curiosity is not a crime, but in times like this it can be a signal. Adjust access gently, announce nothing, and let your work speak. Name the feeling inside your chest that surges when you imagine the meeting. Call it what it is, adrenaline seeking direction. Give it direction by giving yourself a sequence to follow. Sequence 1, Proof. Sequence 2, Message. Sequence 3, Presence. Proof steadies you, the message places a lens over the facts, and presence does what paper cannot. If they try to delay your entrance, request a documented reason for the delay. Documentation discourages games played in the shadows. Shadows dislike paper. Remind yourself of the people who depend on your reliability. The weight you carry is not a burden, it is a sign you have been trusted with real assignments. Trust is capital, and capital speaks where whispers fall apart. Send a calm note to the most senior voice with this sentence near the top: I want to ensure continuity and prevent disruptions during this critical period. Senior voices are sensitive to disruptions. You are offering stability, and stability is the language of leadership. Place your hand over your heart for a brief moment. Speak inwardly the agreement that you will not shrink to fit someone else's comfort. Shrinking is not humility, it is erasure, and erasure is not your portion. Imagine the table where they plan to talk about your removal. Place a chair with your name on it at that table, even if they did not. Let that chair symbolize your right to be present whenever your contributions are mentioned. Walk through a brief rehearsal in your mind: you enter, you greet, you sit with ease. You speak in ordered points that start at the top line and finish with a summary. You end not with a plea, but with the next steps that ensure success for the group. Keep your sentences simple. Complexity gives cover to people looking for a way to twist your meaning. Simplicity carries its own guard. Gather 3 testimonials from those who benefited from your work. They may be informal, but they are still witnesses. Witnesses remind a room that decisions touch lives, not just spreadsheets. Now prepare an anchor phrase for the moment you feel tension. The anchor phrase is, I stand in clarity and continuity. Repeat it silently before you speak, and it will temper your tone with steadiness. If your heart brings to mind a friend in a different field who understands your integrity, send them a brief message. You are not alarmed, you are aligning your support. Alignment is a force, and forces shift outcomes. Tend to your posture. Shoulders relaxed, chin level, eyes steady. Every word you say rides on posture like a boat rides on water. In these remaining minutes, shape the room you cannot yet see. Picture the edges softening where harshness planned to sit, and the corners brightening where conclusions were already written. Your preparation is the quiet corrective that the room needed. Write a single-page, transition risk assessment and keep it with your notes. It is not a threat, it is a map of consequences. Maps keep travelers honest about where a road actually leads. If the meeting proceeds without you and tries to send you the result, reply by asking for the full context and the specific reasons aligned to documented performance. You are not defensive, you are asking for alignment with fair process. Fair process is the standard you live by, and the standard you call forth. When you speak, name achievements without apology. Speak them as someone who harvests what they planted. Harvest is not bragging, harvest is proof that seeds did not vanish. Build a sentence that begins with, to protect delivery, the following continuity actions are required. Then list 2 items only, because too many items can be ignored. 2 items are remembered. If a misstatement arises, correct it once, clearly, and move forward. Repetition is where traps live. You will not walk in circles. Carry a pen. The act of writing while others only speak turns moments into records. Records are anchors in windy rooms. Practice your closing line now. I am committed to outcomes and ready for accountability grounded in facts. Commitment and accountability are twin pillars, and rooms become careful when they hear those words spoken without tremor. If someone raises their voice, lower yours. Low tones steady the air. Steady air makes rash moves feel out of place. Honor your sleep if you can, but if sleep slips away, honor your calm. Calm is not a gift from the room, calm is a gift you bring into it. You are the carrier of the atmosphere you need. I place courage like a mantle across your shoulders. This courage is not performance. It is your natural state returning to its rightful place. You have been through greater storms than this gathering of opinions. Look at your hands. They have built, fixed, supported, and restored. Hands that heal are rarely forgotten for long. Picture the moment after this decision bends in your favor or toward fairness. See yourself stepping outside and feeling the air touch your face with clean simplicity. That breath belongs to you. If the decision does not bend entirely today, it still bends because you insisted that the hinges be oiled with truth. Hinges that are oiled do not squeal when doors move, they move smoothly toward justice. Justice sometimes arrives in a day and sometimes in steps, but steps are still motion. Do not give away your self-description to those who have not walked your path. You hold the pen that writes who you are. Hold it firmly, and the page will not be stolen. Settle your fears with a practical audit. Check access lists, confirm responsibilities, and prepare the next week's plan in a single page. Planning is a protective act. Keep your dignity close. Others may try to provoke, because provocation creates a useful clip for anyone seeking justification. You will not give them what they seek. When you feel the tremor of uncertainty, place your feet flat on the floor. Feel the ground receive your weight. The world beneath you is not deciding your worth, it is supporting it. Think of this as a turning rather than a trial. Trials end with verdicts, turnings end with growth. Growth does not memorize closed doors, it builds windows. I move now through the stories they have told about you that were incomplete. I trim them to the actual measurements and return them to the table without embellishment. Unembellished truth has weight. If anyone tries to make you prove your humanity, decline the invitation. You are not on trial as a person. You are clarifying your role, your record, and your responsibilities. There is a law that lives beneath the noise. Effort multiplies when aligned with integrity. Your effort has been aligned for longer than they remember. Bring that alignment forward like a badge. Do not chase every perception. Instead, set your beacon on the hill of what is real. Beacons do not chase, they stand, and those who need direction find them. In the remaining time, tidy your space. Order outside creates order inside. Order inside creates sentences that cannot be blown away. Prepare a small list titled Non-Negotiables of Respect. It will include timeliness, documentation, and direct communication. Keep the list in your pocket to remind you that boundaries are not mean, they are clear. Update your signature line to include your current responsibilities, present tense verbs, and a single sentence about outcomes. Every email becomes a quiet introduction to your value. Introductions repeated enough become foundations. If you feel alone, remember you are accompanied in ways that defy the rules of evidence. Assistance arrives through timing, a quiet ally, a document found easily, a word remembered at the exact moment it matters. You are not walking a narrow hallway, you are walking a prepared path. When you enter the room, whether in person or through your written record, bring a calm face and a ready summary. You are not there to compete for air. You are there to supply oxygen to a conversation that would suffocate without clarity. Trust the force of steady words. Steady words move opinions like tides move stones. Tides are inevitable, stones adjust. If pressure rises, pause. A pause is not a weakness, it is a lever that slows rashness. Levers control weight. Do not over-explain. Over-explaining suggests permission to reinterpret. Say enough to be complete and no more. If victory comes softly, accept it softly. If it comes loudly, accept it quietly. Your acceptance is not the point, the truth standing is the point. Those who planned carelessly will feel the quiet shift in the floor. They will sense that a light has been turned on that they did not control. Light has its own authority. Thank those who act fairly without making it a performance. Gratitude is not a bargaining chip, it is a sign of inner wealth. You carry wealth of character, and it cannot be repossessed. If they ask for a path forward, hand them one. You are not a barrier, you are a builder. Builders become indispensable. When the conversation ends, take 5 minutes alone. Let your body release what it held for you while you stood with clarity. Then return to your work, because your work is an honest house, and houses like yours shelter people. Remember this, offers that ask you to trade self-respect for acceptance are not offers. They are traps disguised as invitations. You do not attend your own diminishing. Your presence is not a favor they grant you. Your presence is the reality that makes the outcome legitimate. Legitimacy requires truth to be in the room, and you carry truth without theatrics. If a door closes today, it will do so with a note taped to it, reopen with proper process. Notes like that are read by those who are able to read. The able will find you. If a door opens today, walk through with measured steps. You are not seeking to prove yourself, you are continuing what you began with diligence. Continuity is the fragrance of your steps. Set one small ritual for the end of this day, place your notes in order, breathe once deeply at the window, release any unnecessary heaviness. Heaviness is not loyalty to the struggle, heaviness is just weight, and weight can be set down. You have carried enough. I send a final directive into your bones, do not over-identify with the battle. You are larger than it, older than it, and wiser than it. You are the tree, this is only the weather. You did not rise today by accident. You rose because you are called to preserve what is real, defend what is fair, and continue what is good. You have done it before in other forms, and you will do it again now. Carry your head level and your heart open. Keep your facts near and your calm nearer. Watch how rooms change shape around people who refuse to abandon the truth. The hour is still moving, but you are moving with it. Time is not your enemy, indecision is. You have decided to be present, and presence interrupts whispers. Place your folder where your hand falls naturally. Place your outline where your eyes land first. Place your courage where your breath begins. Consider what you will build after this is resolved. Picture a cleaner path, a more honest circle, an environment that rewards work rather than theater. Let that picture become your quiet promise. Your name is not a stone to be kicked by passing shoes. Your name is a gate, and only those who honor gates walk through them without breaking. Keep the hinges strong. The message ends the way it began, not with panic but with precision. In 2 hours, a page may be turned, and your fingerprints will be on the ink. Those fingerprints say, simply and clearly, that you were here and that you acted with dignity. Now go, prepared and steady. The unseen walks with you, not to fight for drama but to confirm what stands when drama fades. You have been given enough time, enough truth, and enough strength to shape what happens next. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Your calm is your opening move, and it is already working. Calm gives structure to your thoughts and rhythm to your words. Structure and rhythm are persuasive even before content begins. List the names of the people expected in that room. Place a brief note beside each name describing what they value most. Speak to values and eyes lift from papers. Prepare a one-line purpose for the gathering from your view. Keep it clean and centered on outcomes. Purpose protects you from being dragged into side roads. You are not entering to defend a rumor. You are entering to secure continuity and clarity. Continuity and clarity are neutral words that quietly draw agreement. If someone in that circle thrives on confusion, you will reduce variables. You will show steps. Draft a slide or single-page sheet titled, Current State, Risks, Next Actions. Put 3 bullet points under each header. 3 is memorable and measurable. Place recent success at the top because attention is strongest early. Follow it with dependencies that require you present. End with timelines that fail without your involvement. If they try to move fast, you will slow the air with a summary. Summaries are speed bumps that protect truth. One sentence can pause a stampede. Keep a small note in your pocket that says, speak once, speak clearly, speak forward. Speaking forward means you point to the next step instead of staying stuck in dispute. Disputes lose power when steps are visible. Confirm your language avoids personal attacks. Attackers make themselves small when you refuse to join them. You remain large by anchoring in outcomes and facts. Remember that you do not need a perfect phrase to own your space. You only need an honest sentence delivered steadily. Honesty delivered steadily carries quiet authority. Choose your first line in the room now. Before any decision, I want to align on current status and impacts to delivery. Alignment is a smooth word with strong purpose. Choose your second line too. Here are the key outcomes achieved and the active dependencies. Outcomes and dependencies belong to everyone, which draws people to your side. Set your third line. My recommendations ensure continuity while addressing concerns directly. Recommendations move the room from talking to deciding. The ones who prepared to remove you will feel the floor change beneath them. Pressure drops when a clear plan appears. Plans give decision-makers a safe place to stand. If you are interrupted, wait a half beat and finish your sentence. Completion is a boundary without anger. Anger is a flare that others look for, you will not light it. Keep your tone low and your tempo even. Even tempo makes people listen. People who listen move slower toward poor choices. When outcomes need numbers, use them. Numbers are anchors. Anchors hold in moving water. If you must deliver a correction, package it with a neutral transition. For accuracy, here is the timeline. Accuracy is a word that invites agreement. Close your outline with next steps and owners. Owners create gravity. Gravity keeps decisions from floating away. You are not only defending your role. You are protecting the integrity of the work. When the work is protected, everyone benefits, even those who opposed you. Place a small reminder on your notes that says, "Smile with your eyes." Faces shift rooms without words. A steady face tells the room that panic is absent. Consider the edges of your body language. Hands open, shoulders balanced, chin level. Balance is contagious and will start to balance the table. If you sense an ambush, name the process rather than the person. Let us follow standard procedure for performance decisions. Standard procedure is a shield that does not need volume. If you are asked to step out while they deliberate, leave them a one-page copy of your core points. Paper is your presence when you are outside. Presence like that continues speaking. Keep private notes of any deviations from fair process. Notes preserve memory in case you need it. Memory written is stronger than memory spoken. If your inner critic begins to whisper, remind it that your record is not a story, it is a ledger. Ledgers record entries, not fantasies. Your entries line up. Imagine the 2-hour window narrowing as a camera zoom. The tighter the frame, the sharper your actions. Sharp actions cut through fog. Now compose a short email to yourself titled, "Evidence of Alignment." Write 3 moments where you chose outcomes over ego. When pressure rises, reread it once. Prepare a fallback plan titled, "If Adjustment Occurs." List what you will secure, what you will negotiate, and what you will not surrender. People with fallback plans carry quiet leverage. Reach for a soft strength. Soft strength bends without breaking. Bending lets pressure pass instead of lodging in you. If someone plays a blame game, redirect to systems. Let us look at the process that led here. Systems talk pulls heat out of personal narratives. Keep your phone on silent and your focus on the plan. Focus is your currency. You spend it on clarity and get influence in return. Imagine standing at a whiteboard. Draw 3 boxes labeled now, next, later. Put the important items in the now box so the room cannot pretend not to see them. If you need support, think of the people you have helped. Their silent gratitude becomes your small army in the unseen. Gratitude like that strengthens spine and frame. When the conversation tilts, return to the center. The center is outcomes, timelines, owners, and risks. The center is where good decisions stand. If they bring up an old incident, acknowledge it once and place it in context. Context is a frame that keeps pictures from falling off the wall. Framed incidents cannot dominate the whole room. Push no one into a corner. Cornered people fight to save face. Give them a walkway back to sanity through shared goals. Offer a path that honors them while honoring you. Here is how we maintain momentum with minimal disruption. Momentum maps create consensus. If you hear the phrase, "we already decided," ask for the documented rationale. Documentation is sunlight. Sunlight reveals which decisions can survive inspection. In any request made of you, seek the clear verb. Verbs show whether a request is real or smoke. You act on verbs and let smoke dissipate. Care for your breath between segments. A 3-count inhale and 6-count exhale resets your nervous system. Resetting keeps you precise. Cleanliness matters in your materials. Straight margins, clean fonts, bullet points aligned. Visual order tells the room your mind is ordered. If a person tries to paint you with broad strokes, return to specifics. Specifics are narrow doors that only truth can pass through. Lies do not fit. Repeat your purpose at the end. I am here to ensure continuity, protect delivery, and align on next actions. Purpose repeated becomes the final chord. After the meeting, record what you noticed. Record who leaned toward fairness. Record where the room softened. Send a thank you message to anyone who engaged with integrity. You are not flattering, you are reinforcing the behavior you want to see. Reinforced behavior returns. Store your documents in 2 separate locations. Redundancy is not paranoia, it is maturity. Mature systems do not fail easily. Review the timeline of the next week and secure what is necessary. Secured timelines deter people who depend on chaos. Chaos avoids solid calendars. Create a brief handover outline only you control. This is your leverage sheet. Leverage is polite power. When you feel the weight again, stand and stretch. Movement reminds your body it is not trapped. There is always room to move and act. Remember the phrase, optics and outcomes. You will manage optics by being visibly calm and prepared. You will manage outcomes by steering decisions toward documented reality. Acknowledge your fear without feeding it. Fear starves when attention turns to steps. Steps are your meal. If new information emerges, evaluate it through your 3 filters. Is it accurate, relevant, and timely? Anything missing one of those 3 does not deserve your energy. Develop a short escalation path that is reasonable and professional. Escalations used sparingly carry weight. Weight makes people sit up straighter. Offer to draft the follow-up summary of the meeting. The drafter influences the record. Records influence the future. If you must assert a line, do it in 1 sentence. I cannot agree to a change that compromises delivery without a documented transition plan. Lines like that are guardrails, not walls. Keep your promises to yourself today. Promises kept build internal trust. Internal trust quiets the noise outside you. Your signature on emails will carry quiet confidence. Confidence paired with humility is magnetic. Magnetism draws collaboration. Let the phrase, measured presence, guide you. Presence without measure becomes heat. Measured presence is warmth that people respect. Respect those who disagree if they do it honestly. Honesty is a currency that buys progress. You want progress more than victory. Remind yourself that this is a moment, not your identity. Moments pass. The identity you carry stands. Make quiet room for relief, even before the outcome. Relief creates space for clear thought. Clear thought produces better decisions. Give yourself permission to end conversations that recycle old ground. Circular talk is a time thief. You have no minutes to spare for thieves. Carry a single line for the exit if you need it. I will follow up in writing with next steps. Exit lines prevent tug-of-war endings. Prepare for success as much as for challenge. Success needs stewardship. Stewardship keeps success from drifting. If an ally signals support, give them a small assignment. People who act become invested. Investment turns passive support into active stability. Hold your standards while you hold your temper. Standards are the rails of your integrity. Temper is the engine, you steer it, it does not steer you. Avoid repeating rumors. Repetition gives them false weight. You are not a courier for shadows. Your to-do list is short and sharp today. Prepare documents, secure access, anchor your purpose, and show up steady. Short and sharp beats long and loose. See the story of you as a line moving forward. Meetings, decisions, and rooms are stations along that line. You pause at stations and then continue. If this moment nudges you to adjust your circle, consider it. Circles either expand your clarity or drain it. Choose those who add oxygen. Protect your mornings for the next week. Morning protection fuels daily resilience. Resilience makes temporary storms forgettable. Measure your words as if they were tools. Tools maintained well do faithful work. Faithful work earns long memory. Acknowledge any part you can do better without making yourself small. Growth and dignity travel together. You will keep your dignity while you grow. Keep an eye on scope creep in conversations. Scope creep wanders from the decision at hand. You will guide everyone back to scope. Every time you restate the purpose, you gather scattered pieces. Gathering pieces turns chaos into a shape. Shaped problems can be solved. If you must say no, say it with a yes to the goal. No to the method, yes to the outcome. Balanced sentences like that sound like wisdom in the room. Notice the quiet supports that show up as timing. A needed file found easily. A meeting moved by a few minutes that helped you breathe. Timing is subtle help. Offer a pilot period if they are intent on change. Pilots test without breaking the vessel. Testing lowers temperature and buys time for truth to speak. Resist the lure of dramatizing your stance. Drama uses energy without building anything. You are a builder. When you need to pause a runaway conversation, name the next necessary step. Steps stop spirals. You walk, you do not spin. If someone's words sting, let them pass through without lodging. Lodging happens when you give them a room inside you. You keep your rooms for truth. Strength calibrates beautifully with kindness. You will be firm and kind together. That combination disarms hostility. Look forward to the evening air, even as you act now. Your mind works better when it imagines relief on the other side. Relief is not denial, it is a promise. Organize your digital files with simple names and dates. Simplicity speeds retrieval. Speed matters when windows are small. If the window closes today, another opens tomorrow because of your preparation. Preparation plants doors in walls. Doors appear where you thought there was only stone. You are doing more than protecting a title. You are protecting trust in how decisions are made. Process integrity outlives individual moments. Harmony does not mean avoidance. Harmony means each part playing its true note. Your note today is clarity. Clarity tells the truth even when whispers gather. Clarity picks up the page and places it in the light. Light makes whispers evaporate. Archangel Michael says your name stands upright when you stand upright. The posture you hold becomes the banner your words fly under. Today your banner is unmistakable. You are going to act with simplicity and force. Your force is not aggression, it is alignment. Alignment moves without strain. Acknowledge the helpers you cannot see and the grit you can. Grit gets you through minutes. Helpers multiply the effect of those minutes. Tighten your message until a child could explain it. Simplicity travels farther and faster than tangled brilliance. Your brilliance is best expressed in clean lines. Return once more to your 3 outcomes. Continuity where it is needed, adaptation where it adds value, and protection of delivery. Those 3 carry you through any angle they try. Step into your next action now. Draft, print, save, send. Each verb completes a small loop and builds momentum. As the hour narrows, you widen your steadiness. Narrow time meets wide calm and loses its edge. You turn the edge into a handle you can hold. When you finish your preparations, sit quietly for 1 minute. Let your breath settle. Let your intention settle deeper than your breath. Stand, roll your shoulders once, and walk forward. Walk like someone who knows the center is inside you. The room will discover that center as you speak. What you carry today cannot be taken by a vote. Votes affect positions, not essence. Your essence returns to you each morning, and it returns now with strength. You will close your day with notes in order and dignity intact. Dignity intact is victory even while outcomes mature. Outcomes mature faster in the presence of dignity. This chapter is not the whole book. It is a necessary page that teaches you your own voice under pressure. Your voice, now found, will serve you in places far beyond this room. Walk into your assignment. Walk into your clarity. Walk into the decision that will not be made without the light you bring. At T120, you already chose steadiness over speed. Now shift into structured motion. Structured motion makes 2 hours feel like a corridor instead of a cliff. Create a 1-page fact pack that you can hand over or screen share within seconds. Put at the top, objective, scope, time frames. Beneath it, list outcomes, dependencies, and risks in plain language. Draft 3 crisp sentences you can deploy in any turn of the conversation. Here is the status as of today. Here is the impact if we change this without a transition. Here are my 2 recommendations to keep delivery stable. Crisp sentences become your rails. Archangel Michael says your presence must be the quiet center that gravity respects. You will not chase the noise, you will anchor the room. Anchors do not argue with waves, they hold. Choose your tone, low, warm, precise. Low assures, warm invites, precise convinces. When these combine, even skeptics lean forward. Label your documents with clean file names and dates. Continuity_summary_15 August 2025.pdf, transition_risks_15 August 2025.pdf. Clean names are quiet authority before a single word is read. Open a blank email and title it, Post-Meeting Summary, Draft. As you prepare, drop bullet points in it. Whoever writes the first summary shapes the memory of the room. If logistics allow, invite a neutral note-taker to the meeting. If not, announce that you will capture actions and owners in writing afterward. Announcements like that elevate the process without calling anyone out. Rehearse the moment you ask for clarity. Before we proceed, can we confirm the decision criteria? Criteria slow rashness and expose agendas. Exposed agendas look smaller under light. Set up your 3-proof rule for any critical claim raised against you. Ask for the document, the date, and the outcome connected to it. 3 proofs turn rumors into evaporations. At T105, confirm your access to essential systems. Save any critical work product locally and in a secure cloud location you own. Do it calmly and quietly, this is retention, not aggression. Write a 3x3 grid on paper, 3 strengths you bring, 3 risks without you, 3 next actions that keep the team safe. Grids make complexity graspable at a glance. People choose graspable. If someone has been unusually inquisitive about your tasks, reduce their access with courtesy. I'm streamlining permissions to reduce noise during the next phase. Courtesy is a glove over a firm adjustment. Draft a question that brings the room back from personalities to performance. Which measurable outcomes are we optimizing for? Measurables and monologues. Ended monologues let work breathe. Prepare a yes and pivot for when you hear a half-truth. Yes, that piece happened in Q2, and here is the follow-through in Q3 that resolved it. Pivots like that reclaim the whole picture. At T95, walk for 2 minutes. Movement lowers adrenaline and organizes thought. Organized thought is persuasive architecture. You are going to name the system every time someone names a person. Systems make decisions fair, people-only conversations invite bias. Fairness loves company, and you will invite it in. Write down 1 non-negotiable, no change without a documented transition plan. This is not resistance, it is professional hygiene. Hygiene keeps organisms healthy. Practice your entrance. Nod once, be the last person to sit, place your paper at a 90-degree angle to the table. Small cues tell the room you are measured, not cornered. If the room tries to accelerate past procedure, you apply brakes with a question. Can we align on scope and process so we don't create downstream breakage? Downstream breakage is the phrase that makes pragmatic minds pause. Put 2 exhibits in your fact pack that are visual, a timeline bar and a simple dependency map. Visuals compress arguments into comprehension. Comprehension reduces conflict. Archangel Michael says do not trade clarity for charm. Charm fades when pressure rises, clarity remains when pressure peaks. You are traveling with what stays. At T85, prepare your equity sentence. I want to ensure the process is equitable and evidence-based. Equitable and evidence-based are shields that no reasonable person should contest. Decide, right now, what you will not say. You will not explain your worth as a person, you will demonstrate your worth through outcomes. You will not list grievances, you will list impacts. Keep a single sticky note on your folder, outcomes. Owners. Dates. Outcomes prevent derailment, owners create accountability, dates deliver reality checks. Reality checks rescue meetings. If someone tries to bait you with an old frustration, set it in a frame. That incident was logged on April 2nd, corrective actions completed April 18th, here's the improvement since. Frames make old pictures less loud. At T75, verify the meeting link, room, or dial in. Redundancy is serenity. Serenity is time you can spend on content instead of chaos. Draft 2 micro asks you will make even if the decision tilts against you. Documented transition plan with dates. My role in completing X deliverable before any changes. Micro asks create footholds on steep hills. If you are cut out of the room or the conversation, widen your theater responsibly. Escalate once, in writing, with dates, facts, and the phrase, to avoid operational risk. Operational risk is the compass word that points up the chain. Remember, silence is sometimes a test. You will not rush to fill it. You will let silence carry the weight of your last clear sentence until someone picks it up. At T65, tighten your three-line opener, I'm here to ensure continuity. Here's the current status in summary. Here are 2 options to keep delivery safe while addressing concerns. Openers like that make decision makers exhale. Add 1 respectful acknowledgement to reduce friction. I appreciate everyone's time on short notice, I've kept my summary focused. Respect greases hinges. Hinges open doors. Bring printed copies if appropriate, 2 more than you think you need. Paper is slow, which is an advantage when people want to rush. Slow is sober. Keep your phone face down. If you must reference something, use printed notes or a laptop with notifications off. Attention communicates value, give your attention to the room you want to shape. Archangel Michael says authority is quiet, not loud. It is the way your facts are arranged, not the volume of your voice. Arrange your facts like stones in a river, people will step on them to cross. At T55, email the scheduler, for preparation, could you share the agenda or main topics? I have a short continuity brief ready that will help. You are not asking permission, you are offering stability. Stability is irresistible to serious people. If the agenda remains opaque, carry your own and announce it lightly. To keep us efficient, I'll reference a 1-page status and risk map. Efficiency wins heart starved for time. Carry a single sentence for confrontation, let's bring this back to the outcome we all need. People either return to the outcome or reveal they don't care about it. Both are clarifying. At T45, eat a small snack and drink water. Physiology writes half your script. Treat your body like the tool that carries your message. Set your de-escalation ladder in your mind. Pause, question, restate purpose, propose next step, call the standard. Standards end storms. Storms don't like enders. If someone proposes removal without a transition, ask, what's the plan to avoid delivery risk in the next 2 weeks? Plans that don't exist become visible when asked for kindly. Visibility shrinks bluster. At T40, send a gentle heads-up to one fair-minded peer. I'll share a one-page continuity brief. Would value your eye on risks I missed. Inclusion turns future supporters into present allies. Allies don't always speak, but they always calculate. Write 2 respectful exits for after the meeting whether it goes your way or not. Thanks for the time, I'll circulate the action summary. I'll follow up with the transition risk items we flagged. Elegant exits often become remembered professionalism. If someone misquotes you, correct the record once. To be exact, what I said on May 9th was, exactness is a bridge back to sense. Bridges beat boats in heavy current. At T35, do a 2-minute power posture reset, feet flat, jaw unclenched, shoulders dropped. Posture tells your brain there is no tiger in the room. Tigers lose their fangs when your body believes you. Archive your emotions into a small box in your mind labeled later. Later is when you will honor them. Now is when you will architect. When you enter the meeting, scan the faces and place your first sentence where the most senior eyes are. Senior eyes set tempo. Tempo set early tends to hold. If they try to vote without context, request the context before the vote. Can we review the timeline and dependencies first? No honest process refuses context. At T30, put your materials in the sequence you'll use them: opener, fact pack, visual, recommendations, actions. Sequences are choreography. Choreography makes you look like you belong there, because you do. Carry a single, futurecast line. In 2 weeks, with this plan, delivery remains on track and the team is protected. Futurecasting turns fear into pictures. Pictures feel safe. If asked for self-critique, offer one you have already digested. I can improve cross-team cadence. Here's the cadence calendar I've drafted. Owning a fix disarms those who hope to own you. At T25, breathe, recenter on outcomes, and let your jaw soften. Soft jaws produce softer words. Softer words take harder edges off the room. When voices rise, lower yours and summarize. Here's what I'm hearing. Here's what matters. Here's what keeps us safe. Summaries are the shepherds of straying conversations. If someone claims a crisis, put a clock on it. What is the immediate risk in the next 72 hours if we do nothing? Crisis claims often shrink when measured. Measured claims stop stampedes. At T20, visualize the moment you rest your hands on the table and speak your closing. I'm aligned to the outcome. I'm prepared for accountability. I'm proposing the safest path forward. Closings like that ring in the air after the call ends. Have your no sentence ready in case of unfair shortcuts. No, not without a written transition plan that protects delivery. Say it once, without drama, then sit with it. A clean no is a boundary, not a battle. If the decision lands in your favor, move quickly to consolidate goodwill. Thank you. Next steps from me: schedule cadence update, finalize dependency tracker, publish owner matrix. Winners who work are kept near. Near is where influence lives. If the decision tilts against you, collect the facts, secure the transition terms, and stay exact. Exactness is your dignity unshaken. Dignity unshaken is unforgettable. At T15, step away from screens for 60 seconds. Stare at something living if you can: a plant, a window, the sky. The living reminds you you're bigger than the room. Reaffirm your 3 promises to yourself: I will be simple. I will be steady. I will be specific. Promises to self become habits under pressure. When the moment comes, enter on the beat you set, not the beat you're given. People mirror the calm of the first honest voice. Be that voice. After the meeting, send your summary with actions, owners, and dates. Thank the room for alignment on process, even if it was partial. Partial alignment is the seed of full alignment next time. If misrepresentation appears in someone else's summary, correct it professionally with citations. For accuracy, here are the notes and the timestamp. Timestamps make arguments short. At T10, picture the door you will walk through when this is done. On the other side is work that still matters and a you that is still whole. Wholeness is the victory that travels. Prepare a small, post-storm ritual: water, a 5-minute walk, a neat desk. Rituals end chapters. Endings make room for beginnings. Archangel Michael says you will not be extracted from your assignment by whispers. You will be transitioned only by truth and orderly process, or you will continue. Those are the only 2 roads you recognize. List 3 people whose lives are improved by your consistency. Put their initials on your page. Initials become lanterns for courage. T05 is for silence and breath. Nothing new. Only the repetition of your anchor: outcomes, owners, dates. The rest is wind. If you feel your heart accelerate, return to your opening line. It is your first stone across the river. Stones know how to carry weight. When someone asks any final thoughts, you will offer the sound of leadership. I'm committed to delivery, open to measured adjustment, and focused on protecting the team. Leadership sounds like that when it's real. If the room disperses with ambiguity, take the pen. Summarizing actions before we end: pens at endings shape tomorrows. You write clean tomorrows. At T00, you are ready. Not by accident, not by bravado, but by preparation set to a steady pulse. Steady pulses keep lights on in storms. Now walk. Shoulders easy, eyes clear, materials in order. The ground recognizes your step. When the day closes, you will have proof that your presence altered the air. Rooms do not forget the person who replaced panic with process. Process becomes culture when someone insists on it kindly. Tonight, keep only 2 things: lessons and dignity. Everything else can be archived. Archived is not erased, it is simply put where it belongs. In the days that follow, strengthen the space around your name. Choose your circle with intention, teach your systems to survive weather, and keep your summaries short and luminous. Short and luminous messages move far. This was never about removal, it was about revelation. What needed to be seen is now seen. What needed to be steady is now steady because you were. And if another room ever tries to whisper your fate, they will remember the shape of this afternoon, a measured person, a clean record, a prepared plan, a gentle spine of steel. Spines like that are rare, rooms adjust around them. Today, the room adjusted.